Hey everyone, how's it going? Matthew Kadish here, author of the Earthman Jack Space Saga, available on Amazon and other fine online retailers. And today I am coming at you guys with a really exciting story because it has to do with two of my favorite things, which is science fiction and great literature. And basically, it is the announcement that HULU is going to be producing an original series based on the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And if you haven't read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy before, it is Douglas Adams' classic science fiction, absurdist comedy tale about life, the universe, and everything. I would highly recommend you check it out. It's a pretty short book, and it's a very easy read, and it's a very entertaining read. And there's the ever-increasing Hitchhiker's Guide trilogy. I believe it's up to 5 or 6 books now. After Douglas Adams tragically passed away, other authors have kind of picked up the mantle and have been adding to the series. So there's some good stuff out there, and you'll definitely want to check out at least Adams' core work, which I believe he did 4 books in the series before he passed away. But, a while back, they made a movie version of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was not all that good, unfortunately. So the fact that it's going to be getting a TV treatment and have like the time to kind of develop things the way they should be developed is pretty exciting to me. And here's the Hollywood Reporter article on it, where it says Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series in the works at HULU. And basically this is a picture of producer Carlton Cuse. I want to say Cruz, but it's not Cruz, it's Cuse. Carlton Cuse, who you guys might recognize as one of the co-producers of Lost. Carlton Cuse has actually produced a lot of different TV stuff, and we'll kind of go into that in a second. But first, I want to read this article. HULU is entering the world of Douglas Adams with the series adaptation of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Carlton Cuse, Lost, Jack Ryan, and Jason Fuchs, Wonder Woman, are collaborating on the project. Sources confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter the show comes from Disney's ABC Signature, the division of ABC Studios that focuses on development for cable and streaming outlets. Cuse and his genre arts company have an overall deal at ABC Studios. Adams created Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as a radio series for the BBC and later turned the story into a series of 6 novels. The saga centers on an Englishman, Arthur Dent, who becomes a space traveler after Earth is destroyed by an alien race to make room for an intergalactic highway bypass. Fuchs will write the show and executive produce with Cuse. Disney, the majority owner of HULU, owns the rights to Adams' novels and produced a 2005 Hitchhiker's Guide feature film that starred Martin Freeman, Mos Def, and Zooey Deschanel, and it was terrible. Cuse is also the co-showrunner of Lock and Key at Netflix, but stepped away from showrunning duties on Amazon's Jack Ryan following production on Season 2, which has yet to air. If you guys haven't seen Jack Ryan on Amazon, I'd highly recommend you check it out. It's a good little Tom Clancy adaptation over there. Fuchs has a story credit on Wonder Woman and has also written the features Pan, and Ice Age Continental Drift. Not exactly instilling a lot of confidence in Fuchs here. Basically, Pan was a terrible movie, and he was a co-writer on Wonder Woman, so that wasn't entirely him. So we'll see how good he is. The Hitchhiker's Guide project will look to join an expanding roster of HULU originals and includes The Handmaid's Tale, Veronica Mars, Harlots, Runaways, The Act, Castle Rock, Raimi, Shrill, Pen 15, Letterkenny, and the upcoming Looking for Alaska and Little Fires Everywhere. Seth MacFarlane's sci-fi series The Orville is also moving to the streamer for its 3rd season after previously airing on Fox. So basically, that's the extent of the article here. So this is a mixed bag, I think, in a way, because Carlton Cuse, the guy's a good producer. Some of his stuff is uneven. I didn't really like how Lost ended, but I think that was more Damon Lindelof than Carlton Cuse. But a lot of his stuff, I like The Colony. For what I saw, I kind of gave up on that on the 2nd season. But I thought the concept was a good one. And Jack Ryan, I thought was really, really good. Cuse definitely has some producing chops to him. My concern is this Jason Fuchs guy. And, one bad movie, maybe I can overlook that. I liked Wonder Woman, but he was a co-writer on that, so I don't know what his contribution was. He actually was the sole writer on Pan. And he seems to be the one who's going to be doing the primary writing duties. Although, Q's, when he worked on Lost, he had a lot of input into what went into those scripts. So he might be taking a very active role. And since he's not working on Jack Ryan anymore, and he's able to kind of focus on this show, it should be good. One of the interesting things to note is that Amazon actually did a Douglas Adams adaptation of the Dirk Gently Holistic Detective Agency, which was basically written and co-showrun by Max Landis. And that was probably one of the best shows. Actually, I believe it was a BBC show, but I watched it on Amazon, so forgive me if I got that wrong. But that was actually probably one of the best adaptations of Douglas Adams' work that I've ever seen. And it wasn't because they stuck close to the source material. They basically took elements of the source material and kind of spun it off into their own unique thing. And if you haven't checked out Dirk Gently on the BBC version that Max Landis did, I would highly recommend you check it out. There are 2 seasons. It stars Elijah Wood, and basically it is bat nuts crazy. Like, it is one of the most brilliantly bizarre things I think I've ever seen on television. It's got a great mystery to it. It's got great characters. It's got lots of WTF moments. But they all kind of come together by the end of the show. And I was very sad to see that it didn't get renewed past season 2. But there are 2 really good seasons of it out there. And if you want to see what I hope that they do with Hitchhiker's Guide, that's probably the closest thing I can think of. Because, I mean, let's face it, the 2 guys producing the show aren't really known for their comedic chops. So I'm guessing that it's going to be more of a kind of like sci-fi adventure with like some humor and absurdist elements kind of peppered in. It'll also be interesting to see how they do Zaphod Beeblebrox, if they do the 2-head thing with CGI, or if they're going to just, kind of let that fall by the wayside. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait to see as more of this stuff develops. But, there's been such a fantasy resurgence out there with Game of Thrones and every streaming network, getting their hands on some type of fantasy material like Lord of the Rings or The Wheel of Time or The Witcher or what have you, that it's nice to see that there's actually some movement on the science fiction front. And we're probably going to see some really interesting takes on the Hitchhiker's Guide universe. And I just really, really hope it's better than the movie was, because that movie, they tried, but they didn't succeed. I felt like the casting was off. I felt like the writing was off. The effects were off. Like, everything was just off about that movie, and it failed to launch the series as a franchise. And I believe Douglas Adams actually kind of did a rewrite on the script of that thing, so he had some input into it. But unfortunately, it just didn't hit all the right marks. Hopefully this one does, though, so I'm really looking forward to this. What do you guys think? Are you excited to see Hitchhiker's Guide come to television? Are you going to subscribe to Hulu? I mean, now that we've got the Orville and Hitchhiker's Guide on there, it might be worth checking out. Who knows? But let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to put out daily content so that you guys can learn more about entertainment and everything I find interesting. And so if you guys like it, please follow me and support me, and that'd be great. Anyway, guys, this is Matthew Kadish. I'll catch you later.